Did you guys get all the stones?
Yeah, dude, we are so stoned.
Infinity Stone.
How did you find us?
Snap maps. Still can't find HQ.
I've been frozen for 66 years. Give me a break.
Oh yeah, I get it. Snap maps.
You're sober and boring.
When I'm done, only half you virgins will be alive.
Whoa, whoa, Sober Steve here is gonna be a dad next month, alright? That's not cool.
I've got this.
Not alone this time.
Shit's stressful, let's just stay back and...
Yep. Got him!
Oh!
Far out.
That doesn't look good. I think he's dead.
We need Green Man. We can't do it without him.
Where'd you get that? 96.
Drugs! 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 Drugs!
I'm alright. Are you alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Wow, we're all alive and well. None of us died.
Wait, I thought you were dead.
I'm just built different, man.
Oh, wait. Did he snap? I wasn't paying attention. Dude!
Hey, Black Widow, hey, buddy, don't die. Light, something to do with the light.
I only joined this group so I can get the Centrelink payments.
Oh,
The only one I liked was Green Man. He put a baby inside me. It's dead now. It's dead.
oh my God, it is a mess down there.
Can you see the foot?
Oh God. We can help you, buddy. We can save you. It's not too late.
Gonna die in the next one anyways.
No, you weren't. Totally were useful.
Thank you. Oh, nah, man, nah.
You're gonna be fine.
Be honest, boss.
Yeah.
How do I look? Like on a scale out of 1 to 10.
You look like a real Avenger. You look good, buddy.
Big alien invasion.
What?
The scrolls are coming.
20? How far has Marvel planned this thing?
Fuck this. I just know. Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back.
You'll be back?
So there's a way that I'm gonna come back alive. As
Really?
a scroll.
Wait.
It'll all be explained in an up and coming movie.
It just sounds very convoluted, buddy.
Nah. Also.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed that skip because it takes a lot of effort to get us together to do it. So if I could borrow a second of your time, just 1 second. I don't like asking at the start, I like asking at the end, because you haven't even seen the video that you're going to like yet, but could you consider liking the video? It took a lot of effort, and, you know, it would make everything worth it. So this video's gone on long enough without me talking about the movie. Let's talk about Avengers Infinity War. This is still the best cinema experience I've ever had. A full packed out theater, no babies, no people that didn't care and were on their phones, just die-hard fans crammed in like sardines to watch Avengers Infinity War, and we all knew what was coming. We had waited, we had the 10 years of setup, and we're ready for payoff. Shout out to the one guy from the back that yelled out, "Yeah, Cap!" Now I am going to dive into spoilers for this review because the movie came out a few years ago now, and if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? But my brief thoughts on the film before I dive into spoilers: it's nothing short of a miracle. This idea on paper should not have worked, but somehow the Russos pulled it off, and it's one of the MCU's best films. So that's my brief thoughts. If you haven't seen it, watch the MCU phases 1 through 3 and then get on it. It's worth it. Now, spoilers. Let's dive into spoilers. Last chance to leave. Spoilers, because, you know.
Everybody dies.
Dude.
Not everybody. Can we rewind that part?
I get impulsive sometimes.
Now, when it comes to Avengers Infinity War, at the time, I was as excited as I was nervous. Marvel hadn't let me down, but at the same time, how many characters could you cram into a movie before you just can't keep up anymore and people just aren't getting enough screen time? I've got it written down. Listen, how do you make a movie with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, Vision, Star-Lord, Groot, Gamora, Nebula, Drax, Rocket, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Wanda, War Machine, Bucky, Falcon, the list goes on and on. How do you have a movie with that many characters and give them all their own moment to shine, while also introducing a new villain we haven't seen before that has that much hype and expectation around them, and make them a compelling villain and the best that the MCU had seen yet? Yeah, the film is nothing short of a miracle. Now, I've talked about every MCU film up until this point. There's a playlist, you can go and check it out if you want to catch up on my thoughts and everything else. But I've talked plenty about the cast and all the Avengers movies, so I don't think I really need to reiterate that, yes, this person's great again, yes, this one's also great, this one's also great, I'd be here forever. But who I will talk about is Thanos, because Josh Brolin kills it here. So a large part is credited to the writing team, but it is amazing the amount of detail of Brolin's performance you can see through Thanos, because Thanos is a CG character, we know this. I don't even know why I even stated that, we know this. And when your character is computer generated, you can very easily lose the performance, but it is amazing the amount of just small inflections in Brolin's face that's captured in the performance. One of my favorite aspects about this MCU film is its pacing. It just hits the ground running. It's like Marvel and Kevin Feige went, look, we've given you 18 movies of setup, you know what's going on, let's not mess around here. Boom, Heimdall's dead. Boom, Loki's dead. And it hasn't even been 5 minutes. This movie hits the ground running, and what better way to set up a new villain than by having him kill the old villain without any effort, as if he's nothing. From that opening scene, the movie sets the tone, and it doesn't really stop until the film's over. While revisiting it again, it still hasn't lost that magic of having Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Star-Lord interacting with each other for the first time. I mean, Spider-Man and Iron Man have interacted, but everyone else all in tandem. For me, this is also one of the best examples of a Marvel movie that can balance tone perfectly, because this is one of the darkest, most serious MCU films, because the stakes are so high, you know, people shouldn't be messing around. But it still somehow is really, really funny, and it bounces between really funny, really sad, really tension-filled and action-packed, back and forth flat out without it feeling messy. Now, I mentioned that this was the best cinema experience I've ever had, and I want to elaborate on that. My expectations going in, knowing there was an untitled part 2, whether it was Infinity War Part 2 or Endgame as we come to call it now. Knowing that, I thought, wouldn't it be great if this served as the Empire Strikes Back of the franchise, to have the villain win, have him snap and kill half the Avengers, and then have the Avengers actually save the day in 4, closing off the series. So when it was playing perfectly in front of my eyes, and also throwing in curveballs I didn't even expect, like Red Skull, who could have guessed that? And for the first time, I wasn't watching a Marvel movie for me, I was watching it thinking of everyone else. I was thinking of the little kids in the audience, getting exposed to this and what they will think of the movie in 30 years' time. I'm sitting in the cinema before the film starts going, let's scar these children, let's scar these children. Because when they're adults, they're gonna remember this is the coolest thing ever. If it's tame and it's not scary and not tension-filled and the worst thing imaginable, then they're not gonna remember it as well. I got the exact movie I wanted, surprises like Red Skull, and then you got all the fan reactions. When Tony gets stabbed, you get the shock. People thought he was dead. We all felt like this was the moment. To the Avengers getting dusted at the end, and you could hear people sobbing in the cinema. Having everyone on this emotional roller coaster throughout the whole film, I knew the film's power before the credits even rolled. And that this isn't just a superhero movie, but this was something special. A culmination of a decade of films and build-up. It's a really hard film to grade because it does little to nothing wrong. Hulk! Okay, so I love the Hulk, and I'm not sure who's here watching just to see what I think of the Hulk and what they've done with the Hulk. I'm just going to elaborate really quickly. The Russo brothers do not care at all about this character. You can see that they were gonna have him be the Hulk, but then they kind of went back on it, and they had no idea where they wanted to slot this character and his own arc into this bigger story that's happening. So I understand why they did what they did, but god damn it, as a fan, I am so upset. But outside of that, the film does little to nothing wrong, and I can see why someone like Scorsese says, oh, it's fun, give it a 6 or a 7, it's cohesive, but I don't know who all these characters are and what's really going on. And in that vein, he's right, you shouldn't have to have the context of all these other movies to enjoy just the one movie that you want to go and see. But fortunately, there is context amongst the other films. This whole MCU has been like a huge experiment. Can you pull off a longer arcing story through multiple films instead of just having your whole story be in the one movie? Because it's spread out and given more time, can that make that final movie bigger than any other normal movie that releases? It's a very interesting predicament that this movie falls into. So I'm going to grade this movie within context because the context is out there. It's not non-existent. Man, this is getting complicated to grade a movie about superheroes. So if I grade this movie a 10, understand that it's not a Martin Scorsese film, it's not a Tarantino film, but verging off that highway, it's in its own lane, and in that lane, it did the impossible. When it came out, it wasn't just a movie, it was an event. It transcended, it took time to digest. People were talking about it up until Endgame came out. It made the MCU even bigger than it already was. It wasn't just this underground thing that nerds like me kinda liked. It's global. It didn't just do the job of being a great movie, it was a fantastic movie, and it gave us even more. Outside of the Hulk, because I really like that character, there's little to nothing wrong with this. Maybe you can nitpick some CGI and some scenes, but then it's great in others. The fact that it just works alone should be commended. So I wasn't originally going to grade this movie as high as I'm about to, but I've thought about it for a long time, and what more could this movie have done to be better than it was? I can't think of anything. That's why Avengers Infinity War from me is going to get a 10 out of 10, Blake seal of approval, a must-see in your lifetime within the context of seeing phases 1 through 3. If you haven't seen them, it's not a 10. But if you've seen them, every tidbit, and had that build-up, it's basically flawless. I know it sucks that this film, for whatever reason, needs context unlike other movies that I'd give a 10 out of 10. But Marvel and Kevin Feige, they made a ballsy move with this. They didn't give you setup, really. They just ran from start to finish. If you haven't already seen Avengers Infinity War, and you're still interested in seeing what it is that I'm so excited about, please, I implore you, watch the movies in the order that I've reviewed them in, and then watch Avengers Infinity War, because that payoff is worth it. Especially come Endgame, which we will get to in the coming weeks. I could go on about the movie scene for scene, but I don't think everybody's here to see that. They just want to see what I think, and I think it's great. Is that really a surprise? Not so much. So I'm going to wrap this up because this has been going way too long. Hopefully I cut the video down a lot because I've been recording for well over an hour now. So if you haven't already and you want to see more, consider subscribing, hanging around. I'm going to be talking about Endgame soon. Again, drop a like. It means the world to me because this takes a lot of effort to get these done, and likes, they make it worth it. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time when I'm talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp. Bye guys.